Hello, my beautiful, wise creatures. There was a message that wanted to come out here about how it is that we are, to our feelings surrounding working with the material. This is a message that I've been getting for quite a while, that we are going to be ushered into new relationships with the physical, relationships that reflect the deeper parts of our emotional reality, our emotional realm. Because I think that with so many people waking up to those parts of themselves, becoming more self-aware, we're realizing that the way that we are operating as a collective does not serve these truths that we know, does not serve the wisdom of our bodies, the wisdom of our bodies that we've just haven't really gotten a full picture of until now for so many people, right? So this is kind of the message that I wanted to continue. This is the message that I wanted to continue and bring forward with you guys, just to see what this is about. It feels like it is happening fairly quickly, so the more of us that can saddle up and really embody this energy, I'm not going to say that the faster it can happen. The Seven of Pentacles just came out. I'm not going to say the faster it can happen. But I think that we're choosing the correct direction. In doing so and being more aware about it and more intentional about it, we're choosing the correct direction to see our growth come, which is something that we weren't before. In the way that we're operating now as a collective, the way that we share a relationship to the earth, to ourselves, and to one another, we have been kind of collectively progressing under this shadow of capitalism, under this shadow of there is a way, under this shadow of order that has kind of been created or crafted for us by our ancestors and by ourselves in perpetuation of it. But I think the goal here is to move now, to take this energy of our creativity, as strong and as powerful as it is, and to shift it, to take into consideration what we can do with the element of earth, how we can treat this dimension of our reality with more grace, with more compassion, with more understanding. And that understanding comes from this place of greater emotional sensitivity, greater sensitivity to your body, to the wisdom that you hold as a creature, as an entity, as a piece of nature, as an active piece of nature. So, as far as time goes, we have the Son of Knives here. I think what's most important is that we at least start carrying the conversation to multiple people. It's going to be probably something a lot of people don't want to hear. Probably something a lot of people are going to keep their doors closed to, because they're not really prepared to transform these opinions, to transform these mindsets, these beliefs that people have. It can be quite a scary thing to think that there is there's just so many different ways to put blame on yourself, or just to become anxious, or become anxious about it. Here we have the Ace of Swords, C3. Ace of Swords. So there's a lot of, this depends on our clarity, you guys. And we have to be careful with the messages that we're spreading. We have to be careful with the intent that we're putting behind our word. The Three of Knives here. Really have to be careful. All right, so a lot of only swords came out, only knives came out here. Another thing is, it's going to take us softening a lot of these sharp and unproductive type of thoughts and beliefs and patterns of thinking and processing, and communicating. The other thing is that it's not really the growth that we depend on supporting us is not one-dimensional. It's not going to exist perfectly in the rational. It's not going to exist perfectly as something that we can intelligibly communicate about with one another. But all in all, moving with it is bringing to light, well, it may be a little out of reach. The Three of Knives and the Ace of Knives don't want to go together. The Ace of Swords. This tells me that it's something brand new, something very new, something, again, out of reach. This, clarity that we're looking for, this clarity that we're looking for to be the resolution to this impatience, or to this, to this growth, to this path of growth is not really going to be there. It's not going to exist, again, in some intelligible way. It's going to be a little bit obscured because it exists in a different dimension. As we have tried working only with working only with the rational, only with, what we can logistically map out using our intellect and using empirical methods backed or supported by, scientific methods. Science is a practice and not simply an institution. That only covers a particular layer of experience. It should not be the ground for how it is that we are attempting to organize a whole collective of selves, a whole complex collective of selves, a complex collective of incredibly complex selves. So we have to depend on working with these elements, literally working with these elements, but literally allowing the softer, and that they're not 100% soft, right? But allowing these more subverted elements of our nature come through and not only communicate their presence with us, but allowing ourselves to be used as a channel for these elements to live through us. You may not see them depicted in a way that you are, again, rationally going to be able to pick up on and even understand, but they exist and they're there, and they are a lot stronger in unity with everything else. We can experience much more in unity with all of it, as opposed to just living in one dimension. Beautiful. Woo! That message has gotten out. That's lovely. So great. So, yes, that is beautiful. I did also make another video talking about the moon. So it's really all connected. Everything, under the moon is having this conversation. Whoa. So funny. I love these decks together. Everything under this moon is having this conversation. So, do what you will. But just remember, you are protected. It's all going fine and well, okay? But yeah. So, as far as working with the material, again, don't try to force yourself into the same frame that you were working with before your awareness developed into what it is now. And what I mean by that is lead with your awareness first, okay? Don't try to jump into the earth matrix according to what you think rationally exists there, okay? And I'm going to repeat that because I need to. Don't just jump into this earth matrix, right? The matrix that has you identifying with your career or identifying with particulars of this experience that are, political or cultural and so forth, which all can also very much be this more, they still share the same space as these more intuitive and subverted elements of our nature, which is kind of the point. Don't depend on one way of looking at the world, okay? Go from the inward out. Go from your sensitivity, your emotional space, the depth, the universe within you that communicates either very soft, in any dynamic that communicates with you. It's your personal and private world. Go inward out. Let that resonate outward, and let that be the path that you follow, in the wake that you follow. Let that kind of bend and mold your reality for you. Okay? So, this ultimately, I think, is going to bring up a lot of new sensations for us, a lot of new sensations, a lot of new abilities as well to work with the material. So this could be any type of like physical upgrades that you experience with your body related to your skeletal system, literally anything like physical. This could relate to your flexibility, your ability to literally to work with the physical, to what it is that you give your time and energy and your manipulation to. This includes your body, your digestion, your habits, and so forth. The King of Cups, once again, just remember that this is really like the realm that you have full access to. All right, and this is the show guide. This is from whom we're learning at this moment, at this stage. And I feel like it's touching, the collective. It really is. Like, the Lovers. It's beautiful. You guys are going to be thrown onto, like, a whole new path, a whole new journey, a whole new, like, way of relating to the world and working with the world and working with, everything, everything that exists on this earth. So that is my message. I hope you guys have a really beautiful day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your creativity. Nurture your imagination. Just remember to love yourself. I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.